In order to edit this template, the first thing you will need to do is import your media files and your logo. So if you hop inside this area over here where it says project, you can simply double click and this will bring up the import file window and you can choose your logo. Alright, and let's also import some media. So let's go here and let's grab a few files. Alright, and now my files are imported. And if you go in your edit folder, you can go to your logo holder composition, double click to access this composition, and here you can just replace your logo. And actually let's import a different logo. Let's grab this one and delete the previous logo that's in this composition. Alright, so just delete and grab your new logo, drag it inside the composition, make sure this is centered. If you select your layer and press S for scale, you can scale this down and just make sure that this is nice and centered. You can turn on title action safe and you can kind of get an idea of how to center your logo. If you go inside your media holder 1 composition, so this is the first video display that shows in the opener. Double click to access this composition, and here you can either grab a file, any kind of media file, so that's either a video or an image or even a logo if you want. Simply drag your new file in this composition and delete the placeholder layer. Alright, make necessary adjustments to fit inside this square and maybe rescale this, and you can also maybe try color correcting your media in case it doesn't show in case it doesn't fit with the overall look in the final render. Do the same for media holder 2 and 3, and then there's a text holder which is the end tagline. Alright, so this will probably be something like your website or whatever tagline you may choose. Alright, also make sure that your text is centered. And if you go back to your render composition, which you can also access through this render folder right here, here you can see your logo at the end with the new tagline. Alright, and kind of get an idea. Placeholder, let's see, let's try the first placeholder which we replaced. Alright, so this is how it looks replaced. And to change the colors inside your render composition, you can go to your settings layer right over here and up top to effect controls. And if you don't have this tab, you can press F3 to bring this up. Alright, and the first color, let's take a look at let's choose a frame here and take a look at the colors. Background is the first one, so change the background color. You can see how different values also affect the color differently. So for example, if it's more saturated or lighter or darker, this makes a pretty big difference in the overall look. So make sure you play around with not only the color but the brightness and saturation of the color as well. So that's how you change the background. Let's use a new color, let's use a green. Change the geometry tint color as well, so you can also tint your geometry just slightly. Alright, if you want the color to affect your geometry more, you can just choose a more saturated color. Let's take a look at the inside color. Alright, so you can see that some colors pretty much blow out the scene entirely, and if you want to go, for example, let's go for this green. Maybe you want to darken this green tone a bit, or maybe even add a little bit of yellow in it as well. And you can see as I move around this color swatch how it creates different looks. So that's something you can experiment with. Let's take a look. Let's go to our display and also a separate color for the display as well. Let's render this frame, choose a color for the display. Alright, so just make sure you check out all your frames. And texture 1 and 2, so texture 1 will be the first display and how much the texture actually influences the look. So depending on what kind of image you use, and what kind of color the image has, you might need to increase or decrease this texture value. So if I increase this, you can see that the texture is more pronounced. So you might want that, or you can just turn this off entirely, set it to 0. So this goes from 0 to 100, and texture 2 will be the second and third media or video displays rather. Alright, so if I increase this, you can kind of see how this influences the look. And like I said, 0 turns it off, and 100 is the maximum value that this can have. So after you've done all of your editing, you can go to composition, go to pre-render. Inside Custom AV, you can set your format. You can go with H.264. Set this to OK, and give this a name and a location. Hit render, and you're done. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. But that's it for this video. Thanks for watching.